Just waiting on my coffee. Okay. I wonder if I painted it enough that it's unrecognizable now. And I don't have to. I think I want to get a stork. Stork was a bad idea the whole time. So I'm just gonna cut it out. So yeah, I think the photo bash is basically gone now. Can't really see it. At least you knew about it. I'm looking for it. I think I'll be focused on the buildings today. Could you believe the audacity of these people to call you in early on your day off to fire you? Like, I'm not doing that. You wanna fire me? Do it at the regularly scheduled time. Cause when it's like, oh, we need a statement from you or some shit like that, then it's like, yeah, of course we're gonna come to your work at the time that you need. We'll be on your schedule. I don't know, it's like, just one of the assistant managers told me that you can't fire someone on their day off. I was like, I don't think that's true. But then I looked it up and it's not. I think there's like a special rule for people taking like disability leave or some shit like that. But yeah, if you can fire people, um, for not coming in on, you know, a day that you've asked them to come in on, it's like, yeah, of course you can fire people on their day off. Doing some concept or costume design. I should really like look for something today. Maybe find another job. Probably do that at the end of the day. But yeah, I asked a friend, like, should I get fired over this? And he's like, well, this is obviously not corporate policy right here. To beat the crackheads. I don't know. I think the closest situation that was described to me was one of the managers taking a hammer to one of these guys' heads. She got fired for it. It's like, what? I don't understand, like, how if it's not a criminal investigation and it's not a crime, why they would, you know, use that as like corporate policy doesn't make a whole lot of sense. I can see in the era of Starbucks where you know, if you kick someone out trespassing, you're branded as a racist. Or where it would just be like easier to get rid of people that don't seem to or at least, you know what, seem to follow like managerial guidelines a little too well. I don't know. It seems like they're setting up this thing where if you do your job, you're gonna get fired. Eventually. Not right away, because, you know. Not every crackhead has a knife. And is willing to brawl. But eventually you're gonna need to like defend yourself. It's like, no, we can't have you doing that. We expected you to just die. Why didn't you die, man? But yeah, anything could turn into a media circus, I feel like. Nowadays. Honestly, most of the like reporting was very much on our side. So not even sure. I'm not even sure what they're thinking. Like maybe in the future someone could like uncover this and be like, oh my god, this is what the company supports. Oh well, it'll give me some more time to paint, I guess. More time to paint. It's a really comfortable schedule though. Like, they finally gave me part-time. Just like, I'm off 3 out of 7 days. I wonder if there's anywhere that'll just take me like that. Part-time. So I don't have to like do all this stuff where I get in there, work full-time for a while. Not sure I want to do their faces like at all. I want to just leave them as, you know, just a little bit of undeveloped. Not much happening in the news. Everything's kind of boring. Other than the riots. Jesus Christ. I watched the video yesterday of like I don't know what to call them, rioters or just criminals, just like stopping a whole intersection and fucking with people coming down in cars, hoping to goad them into trying to run them over, I think, so they could collect the shekels from insurance. Yeah, it was like, it's amazing. It's like just watching them try to talk to regular people. It's like, why do I have to go this way? 'Cause I said so. Like the most entitled Brats. Apparently this happens regularly in California. It doesn't happen in New York because we have police. If someone tried to do that shit, they'd get just kicked out or taken to jail, or I don't know. They wouldn't be given a pat on the back. Yeah, that's good. Keep doing that. That's a good boy. That wouldn't happen. But apparently in California, that's just like... that's just what happens. I think we were planning to go to California. I'm not sure if that's still on. I feel like... I don't think all of California is like a place where people shit in the streets. That's why they have the app. But like, I think there are parts of it where I just don't want to end up. Yeah, imagine having an app to know which streets not to go in. It's like Google shits. I don't even know. Can't go there because we have a serial shitting problem. I just can't wait for someone to come out and say something like, well, shit in the streets is just a reality of living in a big city. I can't wait for that to happen, because it's like, wait, hold on. None of that is true. There's plenty of other cities. They don't have shit in the streets. Oh, and the drug needles, or regular needles, I guess. Heroin needles all over the place. Probably also a reality of living in California. I don't know why she wants to go there so much. Probably still better than the Bronx, let's be honest. There's this like handguard thing. I guess maybe it's because I don't know enough people from California. There's only one person I know that I talk to with regularly. Oh, he doesn't live in the right part, so... There's a lot of outrage on BetterHelp. Man, you know you screwed up when even PewDiePie does a video on it. So he's usually the guy that's killing memes, doesn't really have time for anything else. Personally, I don't really see the problem. Cause I just don't understand why you would buy something from like a YouTube personality. It'd be like me buying male vitality pills from Alex Jones. It just wouldn't happen. Like, no. And for some reason, when it's like Philip DeFranco, it's like, oh yeah, I could totally buy this. Like, cause the premise is too good to be true. If you got stabbed outside and someone told you, hey, you don't have to go to a hospital, why don't you just use my app? Please trust me, I have a YouTube. You wouldn't be like, oh yeah, maybe I should do that. It does seem like a good deal. Man, 50% off on gunshot wounds? I really gotta get some of that. Like, what? I don't understand. I get that these people are predisposed to buying stuff like this, but I'm not sure if it's like the YouTube police whose job it is. Maybe there should be like, I don't know, some sort of law against providing unlicensed medical help. Maybe maybe something like that. Hey Roman, what's up? Oh, thanks, dude. Hope you like it. It's a lot of stuff. Still working on it. I think the composition's ironed out though. Just needs needs to be cleaned up, lit a little bit more, and yeah. These sausage swords. But yeah, judging by how quickly Philip disavowed any connection, we're no longer doing spots with them, stuff like that. I don't know, I feel like, you don't really need a real saber. You just need, he does need a second saber, but like, draw some people into. Yeah. There's a game that's kind of like Darkest Dungeon a little bit that I've been enjoying. It's called Deep Sky Derelicts. Oh, wait, is it Deep Sky? Yeah, Deep Sky Derelicts. I'm like confused on the name always. I've played a lot of Darkest Dungeon, so. There's a lot of games kind of like that. Atrian Odyssey that I wish there were more of. I just kind of like the gameplay mechanic. Dungeon crawling, mapping. It's kind of like a genre from I don't know, like really old CRPG days. Kind of reminds me of, you know, actually playing on a tabletop a little bit, because you would need to, you know, map things out. Plan things ahead. Not a lot of those games around now. It's more like face roll. Face roll till you win. I made his shoulder a little bit. Bit long. Needs to come in here a little bit more. It's not a done deal yet, so I don't actually know if I'm fired. I'm just kind of assuming. But if I do get fired, that means an end to the stories from the hood, which has kind of become one of my favorite segments in this podcast. Tales from the Hood. Most of the stories have kind of become the same anyway. Ooh, this woman has stolen vaginal suppositories. Exciting. So it's kind of become a little dry. Who would do something like that? Oh wait, that's right. We're in the hood. Just like... Can I get that on iTunes? I was thinking of starting a Twitter account just to tweet him out, a separate one, because like I feel like someone would be like, oh my god, I can't believe you said that. I'm gonna report you to Twitter. I'm not sure what I want to do with the legs. I'm also not sure what I want to do with that other arm. Can I just like leave it here? In the back somewhere? Or do I have to bring it out? There's gonna be a Netflix adaptation. But here's the twist. It's gonna be all white actors. Oh boy. I don't know. There's a lot of these Netflix adaptation memes. Tales from the Hood. Can you believe the amount of thieves that are like literally stealing in front of you? Like they're taking stuff and putting them in like a black bag. And if you confront them on it, they'll be like, "Oh my god, you racist. I can't believe you're a racist." I'm not going to be here racially profiled. Just amazing. Amazing how that works. It's almost like something that requires no evidence to work can be used and co-opted by anyone. Especially want someone with a flexible enough moral character to misuse it Hmm. But yeah, it's wild. It's wild. Let's go with dystopia. There's a an interesting piece on Politico right now, which is like some kind of like memoirs from Hillary Clinton's campaign trail, from the faces of, you know, her supporters and like what's called. But it was just an interesting read. Kind of like a historical type of thing. Plus, it's free. I don't want to pay Hillary for her book. I don't think she. I don't think it's gonna be a good book. But there's what's it called? There's an interesting article. It's called something like. Gosh, what was it called? Something like Donald Trump, the opponent the Democrats always wanted. Darnis, I like the light here. It's sweet. Don't fuck this up. Thanks, bruh. No pressure. Just like... What? You bastard. Now I'm gonna feel like second guessing myself at every what's it called. Oh, don't worry, I was doing that already. No pressure, but just don't fuck it up. That's all I'm saying. Like, yeah, no problem. Yeah, hopefully since I got this far, I'll get to the end. Yeah, really interesting read about how Hillary Clinton's camp basically tried to prop up Donald Trump, and then they realized, and they, in their words, he's a genius. And then they realized that that was a really bad idea. Yeah, sure. So fragile. Don't worry. I'm not gonna ruin it. It'll be alright. It'll be okay. Alrighty.
Hola.
Hey Basri, what's up, dude?
Man. How are you?
How's it going? I'm good.
Yeah, you're doing good.
Thanks.
That's nice. It's actually nice. It's my it's my favorite piece of yours.
So far. As long as you don't ruin it, you know, this is...
Oh, so much doubt now. So much.
Yeah.
Oh,
well, I like it too, so hopefully, you know, hopefully I don't ruin it. Yeah, if anything, I'll save a what's it called, a layer here.
Yeah, due date.
Yeah, and then it'll be like, okay, if I ruin this, I can always go back to the place Basri liked it.
Yeah, just name the layer like that. Place Basri liked it. The time it was actually good.
Basri backup. Here we go.
BD. Oh, how are you, dude? What you been up to? I mean this, but yeah, in life. You still working at this place, or they already?
They called me in, I think, to fire me, but I didn't come in, so I don't know like how that's gonna work.
Oh, well.
Actually, because the only person that can fire someone, the way it works, is that only like a one of the higher ups can fire you, I think. And and there's a corporate policy that says something like you have to be in the store for them to fire you.
Oh my god! So if you don't come, they will fire you.
That's right. That's just how it works.
They have to pay you through the rest of your life.
Yeah, yeah. They have to. Yeah, they have to keep. Well, I guess no one's coming at night, so you know, guess I'm employed there forever.
No one is coming.
Yeah, because I only work at night,
Oh,
so.
God, so perfect.
No, I'm sure if they really wanted to fire me,
Yeah.
that they
yeah,
would find a way.
Yeah, oh my god, they would be like, oh my god, we wrote this, we cannot fire this. It's
Yeah.
impossible now.
How do we stop him?
Wait, stop him. Please come.
Yeah, please come to get fired. I'm actually not sure. I feel like that's what's gonna happen, but yeah, I don't know. I don't know. Maybe it could be just another lecture, like, hey, don't beat up crackheads. It's a bad idea. It looks bad for the company if you beat up a crackhead. It just doesn't look good.
I
I
don't know.
think that's what it is.
To me, looks like a really good slogan. Beat up crackheads. You know? We fight crack
What?
addiction with fists.
With fists.
I don't know what they want. Can't win. In Poland, it would be celebrated.
Yeah, well, I don't even know. I feel like there's just no reason. Like, there's always like corporate wants to protect itself from liability and something yada yada yada, but there's no way these guys can sue. It's impossible.
It's like, oh, I am a crackhead and I am offended by this. It's not gonna happen, and it's ridiculous.
so these guys, what they did, Your Honor,
Your Honor,
it was very heinous. What they did was they prevented me from leaving the store with merchandise
that I have not
while
purchased.
I was trying to stab them with a syringe. So
Oh, did he?
I feel like, yeah,
Oh my
yeah, and the other guy had a knife.
Excuse me? What the fuck? Oh my
Yeah, I mean, this is the hood. Everyone has a knife or some shit.
You
Like,
have a
if you're
knife?
fighting. No, I don't have a knife.
Shoot just.
No, I had a sign though.
You had a
I-
sign.
Yeah, I posted the video in Discord. Since yeah, I don't think it matters anymore.
Where is it? Is this in general?
Yeah, it should be in general, and it's just me and George beating up on these
This is
two guys.
I see roasting Morrowind. That's not. What is it?
Oh, it's not roasting Morrowind, it's preparing Morrowind. Morrowind is one of the best RPGs.
Thieves?
Yeah.
Thieves snatch boxer shorts, air freshener, brow. This is a title. Yes.
Yeah.
Yes, this is great title. Oh my god. Unfortunately, our website is currently unavailable in most European countries. Well, fuck you. How about that?
Oh wait, that's right. You're getting Article 13.
Oh well. Oh well.
Or is it the GPDR? I don't know.
This is
One of
most
those.
unfortunate. Well, I can't even fucking watch that. I want to watch
Yeah,
that.
yeah. Someone. I was arguing with
Can you
someone. I
link
was
me,
like,
direct link. Is this
to
is
the
this
video?
a
Is
possibility?
that possible?
I don't know.
I
I'm not a hacker.
wonder if we
I
could.
love it.
I tried to download it, but like I gave
love
up.
the fucking the titles. Thief snatch boxer shorts and eye refreshener. So specific. And then brow with clerks, and I cannot read the rest.
Oh, really? You can't read the rest? Cool. Because that's like the docs. I was wondering. Hold on, let me see if I can.
This is the worst.
If I could just
Is there,
yeah, maybe
is
I
there
can
any
find a different.
possibility you're gonna get bamboozled into some personal fucking offense or not?
I don't think so.
I mean, I guess, hopefully, because
I don't
fuck
think
this
so.
shit, if this is a possibility.
Let me see. If you like, if you look up the name of the store, it seems like there's a whole lot of these robberies that happen at this exact store.
I mean, is it really ghetto?
Yeah, because they only have locations in like the worst parts of town.
Wow,
That's their business model.
What the fuck are you working, dude? What is this called? Working
I'm gonna find a different place to work.
ghetto market.
Ghetto market.
Ghetto market.
Yeah. Technically, let me see. I think they pulled it down. Oh no. Here's Bronx News 12. Oh wait, no, that's a different one. Two suspects assault Family Dollar employee. Oh fuck. During robbery. Oh, fuck, I just said it. Oh well. Let me see. Store employees fight with shoplifters at Bronx store. Yeah, here it is. Try this one.
Where are you from? You
from the Bronx.
Where the fuck is Bronx? Bronx was what city?
New York.
Okay. Wow, that's
yeah. And you go.
Okay, where did you?
Yeah, now you can watch the video, hopefully, because it's not national. What's it called? It's that's the original.
Where have you sent it?
Oh, right in your messages.
My messages, alright. On Twitch.
Now I know Basri has me blocked.
Oh fuck yeah.
Didn't even get a notification.
I don't. I have all my sounds disabled because this Discord is stupid. Sorry, this content is not available in your region.
Oh wow.
Well, I'm gonna just proxy this shit. I'm just gonna. Why the fuck am I?
What? Wait, hold on. What if you press incognito mode? I wonder if it'll.
Oh yeah,
it'll
FBI
go through.
will not find
Try that.
me.
Yeah, try that first. If not, you have to use a proxy, but it might just do it.
It's still not. Okay.
Oh.
Proxies.
Wow. Hardcore hacker protection. I guess yeah, you'll have to use something like a VPN. You don't have a VPN yet?
Excuse me.
I feel like everyone in Europe has to have a VPN now. It's just required.
Maybe it's no. I mean, maybe it's like. What do I want? USA. Okay. I want to be in USA, and magically, I'm in USA now.
Amazing!
Amazing.
Wow!
The power of the internet. Okay.
You're a criminal, Basri. You're evading.
Yeah, I'm this Russian hacker.
You're evading European legislation.
Okay, this is right. Okay. This is you. No, this is you. This is you. I see you. It's very.
I'm
heroic.
the bald guy.
Yeah, I can see. I remember you're from Langton. Okay, hit him. Oh, I like this type of videos. Violence toward peace is really nice. Oh, that was good. That was a good hit. Nice. Oh fuck yeah!
Get the sign! And I just started hitting him with the sign.
Hit him in the head. Why are you? You should be aiming for the head.
It's a heavy sign.
Great. It's great. It is
Couldn't
great.
pick it up.
This is America. I want to be.
Yeah, this is just how everything happens in America.
This is the regular transaction in America. This is just fucking.
You don't want to pay? No problem.
Oh,
Here's the sign.
Oh, there wasn't even blood. Not okay. It's good.
No one got hurt, really. I think maybe that one guy got hurt a little bit, the one that George had pinned down. But otherwise it was okay. Yeah, thankfully.
If someone like talked to you from the press.
Someone talked to my partner in crime.
In crime.
Yeah, apparently criminal offense now.
In Poland, there was what's called? There is like people have cameras in their shops, and they it's illegal to post someone's face, but it's they've been like shoplifters, and they put their faces. Like it's been a common practice recently. They just put faces of the criminals on the shop window, like from the video feed. I was like, oh my god! And it's like a small city. Everyone fucking knew this person. It's like, oops. Well,
holy shit.
And they haven't been taken down for like a week or something.
Yeah, because these guys can't come forward. Again, this is like the same situation. They can't come forward and say like, "Oh, take this down. This is infringing upon my rights." They can't do that. The only one who can is like the state. The state could, like, if there was a report, but then it's like, well, who are you? Hello, my friend. Would you like to have this taken down? Not a problem. Just come to the police station and we'll sort it out.
There was a great article name recently because there was a situation that so listen this in Poland. There was a presidential car column, yeah? There was a presidential car column, and they hit a child that was walking through the street on the stripes, yeah, and then the guy from the presidential what's it called, column was like, oh yeah, like what the fuck are you doing, child? It's your fault.
What?
And there was a title like a presidential car runs over a child, complains the child.
What?
It's the child's fault. Oh, that's a great title.
What? How? Well, was it the kid's fault? Like, I gotta make sure, because you could run into traffic.
Yeah, but
like
there's... I mean, technically yes, because you should like get your orientation even on the how is it the place called where you can walk through?
Crosswalk.
Yeah, crosswalk.
Okay, so he was jaywalking.
Yeah, I mean, no, because it was like on the crosswalk, but it was like they have to look right, look left, look right, and he just basically like stormed in, you know. So it was like, but you do not account like 10-year-old accountable, you know. And it's like, so it's like ridiculously put.
Well, yeah, usually you count the parent accountable, right? But that's a ridiculous story.
They weren't there. They were, you know.
Well, that's criminal negligence. Let's hope the state doesn't
kill them.
Yeah.
Hello, Kaparka. How are you, dude? Wait, I'm gonna shut my curtains. I'm being visible.
What?
Okay.
What'd you say, Basri? What?
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 Kapwan?
You said hi, hey, Kapwa?
Hey, hello, Kaparka. I'm streaming. I'm just.
Oh.
It was my chat.
Kaporka, that's a weird name.
It means.
Must be Polish.
Yeah, it basically means what's it called? Like a digger, like a digging machine. Yeah, digger. Yeah.
Ah, okay. Kaporka. Ah, okay. Yeah, that sounds similar. Kaporka. Anyway, yeah, how did I mean, like, if you're in a car with the president, I guess, because like it could be like an assassination attempt.
Yeah.
Assassination by a child.
10-year-old can be a decoy, hopefully. And
yeah.
Just, and just kill the president of Poland because
Sure, like that's what I would do.
So many people care about President of Poland.
I'm sure someone doesn't like him.
He has
the
sweetest fucking face, and it's such a meme. It's like the memes on this guy are priceless. and because he has like a really baby face, and they make him like but they make him like the memes are with his baby face next to the text, which is basically making him like a crazy dictator, and it's like the greatest shit.
Polish politics.
Polish politics 101.
Yeah, have you noticed any change like since they passed Article 13 as like a citizen of Europe?
No, absolutely not.
No one has come to your house and threatened to take your Pepes away? No one has done that?
No one touched my Pepes. Unfortunately, it's good. Maybe I haven't posted any Pepes since then. Maybe I can't. Excuse me.
You haven't even tried. Very European of you.
Yeah, what kind of rebel am I?
Yeah.
Just trying to force memes.
Yeah, I'm just wondering like what the next steps will be, because it's supposed to be the site's self-policing.
What?
Well, the provisions from the government are basically, hey, you have to, as a site owner, have a AI.
Yeah, that's impossible.
It's like
to keep. You know, it's crazy.
For any small site.
When you were, very small site is like, of course, but it's not YouTube. It's not for fucking Twitch. It's impossible. Like Twitch, like how do you even? It's live. Everything is live on Twitch. How do you do that?
YouTube does it. YouTube does it. So there must be some way of doing it in a very bad
but
way.
There's like even for YouTube, there's like when video is uploading, you know, the things are
processing
in the background and they're processing it. It's like it's not live,
Well, I mean, you could stream to YouTube.
Yeah. But I don't know how fast are they if they take it into consideration like immediately, or is it like when you want to save it for later as a viewable video, it's impossible because they caught up and that you did something not YouTube friendly. I don't know. I haven't noticed anything. There hasn't been any challenges yet, and I guess like a typical like internet user, typical normie will not get anything from that. Yeah.
Let's see. I mean, like, if they put it in place for like Facebook, maybe it'd be alright. But like some of these other sites, someone's blog doesn't need an AI, and so the only place where you can have user submitted content becomes like Facebook. It's the only place, in Europe anyway. Because otherwise, no AI. Well, that means that you're guilty of whatever someone posts on your website.
Yeah, and this is fucked up. This is the worst outcome of this. Koparka says there was a tire assassination for Adrian. They might be a kiddo as well. What do you mean, Koparka? What's a tire assassination?
Did they kill him with a tire?
No, I don't.
Ah, the Polish, so crafty.
They're crafty. No one would know.
Trying to draw a foreground car.
Get on your screen. It's a very wide image.
Try googling what a car looks like. Car in the foreground. Not much interesting news lately. Everything's kind of dead. Ooh, this is nice. Let me try to take some of that.
What have you found?
Car shapes.
Oh, the snipping tool.
The snipping tool.
The prowess of the tools.
Yeah, classic.
Classic snipping. Is that a car or a cat dying in your background?
Both. Could be both.
Yeah.
It's a car. It's the police. Constantly out. Constantly out. I kind of like this shape. I don't know what I'm gonna do with it. It's a snipping tool.
I was recently on the lecture of this really cool guy, and he was showing like with the way he does environments. Do you know Paul Chedison?
Chebison.
I can for you.
No.
How?
Chebison.
Where is your chance? Here. This boy is really good, really nice. And he was showing like the process of like how he's doing this stuff, and it's like okay.
How? Oh wait, oh yeah, hold on, I know this.
Yeah.
Guy.
He had a lecture.
Yeah.
And he was showing how the hell he does that stuff, and it was pretty great. But he uses like 3D code to do that.
Yeah. I figured it was mostly 3D because like I've looked at this guy's work before, like for a long period of time actually, because it kind of says to me what sci-fi should be like, kind of like.
Yeah, that was the all of this stuff, like the big ships are for the game, actually, and he, he's very, basically the texturing is done in Photoshop and the scene is modeled basically, but they look really fucking good. They look really good. Yeah, I like this guy's stuff a lot. I've been following him for a while. He's good. And if he wants,
really good.
like he actually announced there that he will be doing a Learn Squared tutorial that is coming out today actually. So
I'd get it, but I don't want to do 3D. I just don't want to do it.
I mean, you will end up doing 3D anyway. Like I know that. I was like also fucking purist as shit, but I know like okay, there's no way. If I want to just do like ideas, then I cannot just all paint them because it's not viable.
I'm not even sure I'm a purist. It's more like I'm just lazy.
Yeah. But, you know, like
I think that's even worse.
Yeah, that's even worse. Okay, but it's like this. You're lazy, but it's like a very incremental input of work to get like to be able to be more lazy, because it's gonna speed up your process extremely.
Yeah. That's the thing. Yeah, I'm lazy to get the
too lazy to be
get
more lazy.
To be lazy. Yeah, too lazy to be lazy.
There's a lose-lose situation.
Yeah, but yeah, I really love this type of thing. I feel like you could achieve this without 3D. It's just
Or
incredibly
you
difficult.
could do everything, but
I don't know. Yeah, but the first time I saw like most of his work, oh, I haven't been able to. Hold on, let me sign in to fucking. Here's my password for ArtStation.
Doink.
I wonder if that's gonna just go through there. No, it's not. It's gonna be like.
Shakan.
I wonder if that's gonna work. Let's see. No,
Dot,
that's
dot,
not my
dot, dot,
password.
dot, 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 dot. What the fuck, dude? That's long. Oh, and it's wrong.
Imol ou mot de passe invalid. Why did it switch to fucking Spanish or French?
Proxy.
I'm not using a proxy though.
Boy.
Why did it switch to French?
Stay connected.
Okay.
Oh,
on,
now it's in
yeah.
English.
Yeah, because I went back, but I wonder if it's gonna. Let me see if I have a password saved for this. Oh, I almost had it. Wow. It's even more complex than I thought. Holy shit. Why am I so scared? You know, that reminds me of this this story. A cop pulls over a grandma and she's like, do you have any weapons on you? And she starts pulling out like a magnum. She's got a revolver. What's it called? A small handheld like pocket gun. And he's just like, ma'am, what are you afraid of? And she's like, not a goddamn thing. Let's see.
But Koparka would be very proud of you because he's actually working in what's called like banking security.
Yeah, I try to make every password unique and also have alphanumeric properties and I try to keep it a little bit randomized, at least in parts.
Yeah. I mean, it's like I don't use any fucking words. That's a good one. for a starter, that's a fucking good one.
The password isn't password, and it's not 1 2 3 4 5. So I think I'm good, right?
Yeah. Or hard.
Yeah, this guy is
password.
great. I already followed him, of course. Yeah, I've seen this guy on top of ArtStation on Facebook, everywhere, really. Like this image and this one like actually prompted me to do more sci-fi work because I was just like, I want to make sci-fi work like this because it's lit in such a way.
If you open, can you go to his gallery, to his whole gallery?
Yeah.
I want to show you.
Some stuff from like.
Go to the second row, the second from the right, or the last one in the last row. Doesn't really matter. Like this stuff, like all of the top, yeah. It's done. All of this like complex shape in 3D code. There is a nice feature. It's basically like a black and white mesh of squares, like a height map. And it's basically like 3 height maps like overlapped, and it creates all of this city in like in no time.
Oh, that's gay.
This is just and he was showing that, and I'm like, excuse me, why am I wasting my time if you can do that? And all of this complex texture is just this, and I was like, wow, okay, I'm downloading fucking 3D code. This is ridiculous. Oh yeah, he has been working on Blederunuru.
Yeah, 3D is really great for like complex repeating stuff. I feel like I want to learn how to do that without doing that. I don't know. Something about the challenge of it just makes me think like, oh man, if only I could like, yeah, because it's so ridiculous to try to paint something that's like 50 repeating squares or some shit
I
like
mean,
that,
yeah,
and
I mean, you
in a
can
row
copy that
in
in
perspective.
Photoshop too, but then yeah, you're gonna
Yeah.
encounter problems with perspective lighting, and it's
Yeah.
not gonna go well. Oh, this is really nice.
No.
This is really nice one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, 3D is kind of the way of the future. Yeah, like, yeah, just try to paint the side of the, what's it called? Like, the only way to do that would be to maybe, like, paint one of them and then just duplicate it and then put it in perspective.
I mean, this
have
might
that would be
just
possible.
a photo texture.
Yeah.
This one, the Final Fantasy one, I'm not sure, but yeah.
Yeah, I feel like with photo textures, I get a little bit closer to being able to do something like this. But yeah, like this, I feel like is possible for me. Like I could do that. I don't need, like, maybe custom shapes here, things like that. If you can figure out like the design language, it's actually very difficult. Like I'm trying to build like this stupid car, and it's like it's not working for me. So you know.
The only thing is 3ds Max and Octane and all of the software for 3D is usually extremely expensive. And even if you were to fucking try to steal Octane, you cannot steal Octane.
What do you mean?
You know Octane? It's for rendering.
Well, yeah, I think you can. I mean, you could borrow most apps. I feel like
actually, but actually not Octane. Octane is unborrowable.
You don't think so?
Oh, like, yeah.
It sounds like a challenge.
It sounds like a challenge. I mean, you can try, but you probably it's impossible. It's possible, sure.
I don't know. Never say never.
I mean, yeah,
Mr. Beeper.
yeah, but they haven't managed to break the code.
Break the code? What's so difficult about it? And then, like, if that is the case, why aren't they using?
Because it usually works with conjunction, like with the you need 3ds Max, or you
Sure.
need what's called the other program, like Cinema 4D, to even run Octane, and it's just harder to, like, you know, if you can see, like, you can borrow 3ds Max, but then you already like don't have the like the correct version that Octane wants, and you only can fire up Octane while you are in 3ds Max, because like it's a like a add-on to it. So it's like yeah, it's kind of hard.
Well, it seems like you would just need to get the other version of Octane then, for the other 3DS.
You would think that, but apparently, well, there is not a one torrent that gives it, so that's what I'm gonna say.
That's strange. I mean, I could take a look just to see, cause I'm not really interested in that, but like I could take a look. I feel like it would be really, really difficult to protect your IP at this point in such a way, especially if it's not even a program, it's an add-on to a program.
Oh yeah, but
I
it's
feel
like
like
extremely extensive, and it's like quite and you know, it is an add-on that costs like $3,000 per year.
What?
It's a renderer.
That's crazy.
Yeah. So you need to buy, like, you know, I'm actually gonna check how much this costs, because I'm curious. Okay, renderer. And it's extremely expensive, and it's extremely powerful.
Only the best potions.
And it's such a, like, you have to have a really decent PC to even run it. And then you need also 3ds Max, which costs like thousands of dollars a year. And then you need this, like, oh my god. Subscriptions. Oh! Okay, no, I'm sorry. I was absolutely lying to you. It only costs $20 a month.
This sounds like a sales pitch, Basri.
So,
I'm gonna stop you right there. And for a limited amount of time, you can get it for $20. Like, Jesus Christ.
You actually have a link here. My associate link. How you? Oh, it's okay. So how much is? Okay.
Is that 3,000 Polish dollars? I don't get how.
Polish pesos onions.
Yeah. How did you make that mix up from 20 to 3 grand?
I was sure. But you can actually purchase it without the select license, single pack. Okay, so it costs $400 to buy it standalone. Which is still pretty hefty for a plugin. Not what I preached, but you know, still pretty hefty. Okay, how much does 3ds Max?
3D Max costs about 900, I think.
I think it's only subscription based. Is it? Can you even buy it? I didn't think so.
You used to be able to buy it.
Yeah, I mean, you used to be able to buy everything. Are you a student? Get it free for 3 years. Subscribe. Okay, that's...
Yeah, I think I like this card design much better.
That's a bit more. That's a bit more. Oh my god. It costs 8,000, almost 9,000 zloty. Which is... I need to... Eight, 6... divide by 3.5. So it's $2,400 a month, a year.
I don't know, Basri. I think you could get it. You can borrow it. It's just that
Oh no, I mean 3ds Max. I mean 3ds Max. That you can do that. That you can do.
But if you're like a professional, you might as well.
Yeah, but I mean,
do that.
obviously, then you need it because you want all of those updates and shit.
Yeah.
Because you know, some other professional is gonna send you some file, and you wanna have this open correctly.
Yeah. Yeah.
Autodesk must be giant company now. It has so much software, and everyone is using their software. Autodesk. Oh my god.
Even a little bit of photo texture helps, I feel like. Doesn't have to be, you know, crazy amount.
Yeah, I mean, its visual looks much better instantly.
Yeah.
We pick on like fake detail really well.
But yeah, something about just being able to do patterns at like that super crazy rate.
Mm.
It's not really the only thing that I want to do, and so it's nice to have that tool for those like situations, I guess, but I don't know. I feel like if I could just, I don't know, master not having to do that, I'd be in a better place to make stuff that doesn't look like I did it with 3D.
I mean, if you,
I don't know.
if you feel like, I don't know, it's yeah. I kind of like the look, like the very correct 3D look, kind of appealing. I don't know. I don't hate it.
I don't hate it. It's kind of, it just looks kind of dead to me. Like,
Kind of dead.
yeah, like someone machined it out. So, like, I don't know. Just the wrong aesthetics for me, I guess. You know?
Yeah, but there is this tipping point in like a painting. Like for me, like I really, like I enjoy Brad Rigney recent stuff less than I enjoy his old stuff, because in his newer stuff I cannot see the paint. Like it's like beyond. And it's this it as well might be 3D and I wouldn't notice. But it's all, you know, it's his old stuff. I can see the strokes, see like the process in the painting. I like that, and it just doesn't. It's being pushed even more. Like it doesn't really appeal to me. It looks great, but
Yeah.
it's not like it doesn't like automatically fire off this wow reaction. Like wow, this is painted. It's crazy, because everything is like the same amount of amazing detail. It's like, yeah, but then there's no focus. This is kind of why do you paint, because you want to exaggerate one place
Yeah, something like that. Something like that. Like it. At that point, you kind of become like a camera, and I don't know. Like maybe that's not what I wanted. Maybe I should have thought about it before trying this. But like, yeah, I don't know. And I see artists that I like paint. They don't really. Not all of them have like, you know, super photorealistic realism for everything. It's just they pick and they choose. You know, they have a voice. I think that might be more important. You know, but you know, getting to that point where, you know, it's past that uncanny valley of, oh well, this looks like shit. And
I mean, it does look like shit because it's like, you know, it's just not the same of kind of like, it's like visceral. Yeah, like for me, paintings, like the great thing about paintings is you can do something that's like strip it to like bare minimum, and then it becomes like more visible and powerful. Like Alexander Mandrajev, we've been talking about him, I guess. The keyframes guy. You know, do you remember, guy?
I remember there was Marvel artist.
Yes. This guy. Exactly. So his stuff is very simplistic, and it's like super not detailed, but like it's amazing how he like it conveys better because of that, because you don't have any distractions.
Yeah.
Oh, by the way, he posted like shit ton of stuff.
Oh, Rangia posted a new image too.
Did he?
I saw it on another site. I didn't check on ArtStation.
I have to check.
Posted it there.
Oh yeah, it is on
no.
ArtStation too.
Oh, okay, good.
Oh, there's like several. There's like several I haven't seen.
Let's see. No, just this one. Yeah, this one's really neat.
Yeah, with Rangia, it's like he's obviously pushing it. He's not even trying to be like realistic. Yeah, he's like just pushing everything to the edge, and like doesn't detail stuff that doesn't need to be detailed. It's like,
I wonder if this is 3D. If this the first the
car,
the drone.
I don't think.
Yeah, the drone.
I don't
whatever.
think so.
No.
I seen him paint this bicycle. He has like a YouTube video where he paints the bicycle. He posted like I don't know, months ago, and he actually paints this, so I think that's fair to assume.
Yeah, no, I mean, I'm sure he can paint it. Like, I was wondering if it, like, because he does use, I don't think I've actually ever seen him use 3D.
I don't think so.
I've seen him use photos a lot, but I've never seen.
That's really nice.
I like how the gun looks like it was modeled, you know, it looks like it's modeled. I don't know how he gets everything to look that great. It just awesome. Why does she have like a
the what?
She has this weird is that crotch really huge, or is it just me?
Oh,
is that a really big
it's quite a giant crotch, yeah, I guess.
It looks like, you know, Shadman. Shadman likes to paint these like weird fucking huge crotches.
Jesus Christ. Maybe it's a man. Maybe it's a bulge.
It's a man, baby. That's a man. Oh, you know that's illegal now. You can't do that. The Austin Powers joke, that's illegal
really?
In America. I have you ever watched Monty Python?
I did some, yeah.
There was a bit in there where it was like, we're the popular Judean front, and those Judean in front of the people are wankers, and then they go off into like something like, well, we should fight for men's rights to become pregnant, and the woman's like, men can't become pregnant, and then Python's like, yes, but we should fight for their right to become pregnant.
Okay.
You know? And that, I just, what's it called? I just saw this thing. Let me scroll up and find it in the meme section. Where it was just like, oh, fuck, this is boring. I better not open this in stream. That would be a mistake. Hold on. Because I saw this and I was blown away because it's like that whole skit from, I think it was Life of Brian. Might have been. Oh, it might have been Holy Grail, now that I think about it.
But if there are Jews in the joke, probably it's Life of Brian.
Yeah, I think so. Yeah, I think it was Life of Brian. Yeah. Let me see if I can just find this. Because this is like, this blew me away at how... Oh, it's in the wrong chat. It's in the wrong chat. Oh no. That's PewDiePie. PewDiePie tweets. Oh yeah. Here we go. The Equality Institute says, people of all genders can become pregnant because people of all genders can have the reproductive organs to do so. Instead of saying pregnant women, try using the phrase pregnant people because people of all genders can fall pregnant. I don't know. I feel like am I just being super conservative? Is that what's going on here? Just like.
No, you're not. And I mean, they are just. Okay, well, that's semantics.
I guess that's how it should be.
Fucking semantics, I guess, because.
Yeah.
If you go, you're biologically man, then no, you can't.
Right. It's something that can only happen in language, and it can't happen in. Yeah, I've been noticing that there's a lot of this stuff where it's just like, these distinctions only exist in language, and I mean you could.
Yes, because they are not, true.
They're not. No, not true is a bad way. But they don't correlate with reality.
Oh yeah, that's a nice way to put it.
It's just like. Why is that? Why are all these very just completely language-based things being pushed?
Oh no, like, you know what would Peterson say? You exactly know.
It's the postmodernists. Exactly. They don't believe in the truth. They believe in
everything is language, and we can lie, and it's not the truth.
Yeah, it's
so exactly.
I guess that solves it. It's just the postmodernists. No, I just like I wonder about this. It's like how could you like literally have the Monty Python sketch as your serious.
Yeah. And this is that's the one point, and the other point is, why would you care enough to write it somewhere? Like this must have been a like prolonged thought in your brain that this is important. I'm actually thinking about that.
Well, they're an institute.
Institute of.
They think about things.
Oh my god! And
Institute of Equality.
And another one is like people pay taxpayers' money going there, and.
Yeah, I wonder. I mean, like, I haven't actually checked the legitimacy of this, like, because it could be fake. It could just be,
It sounds like Onion. It sounds fucking Onion.
Right. It sounds like the Onion. It's like, can we get this past people? Can we do that? I don't know.
Are they so fucking ridiculous? Let's try.
Let's
try.
The Equality Institute. Try to Google that.
Equality.
Yeah, I feel like at this point it's very difficult for me to tell what is and what isn't the Onion. That shouldn't happen.
Mm-hmm.
That shouldn't happen. It should be like, oh, this is obviously satire. But instead, it's like, oh, this could have legitimately happened, and
Yeah, this should be an actual like a social experiment tests like conducted in like universities. Like you take 100%, 100%. You take 100 people and you show them fucking onion article and you show them some other article, and if the article is like if like few percent of people think that this is an onion article, like that's a good test. Should you release it?
Yeah, yeah. They used to do that with Pollock's paintings and art students, and so
Oh
what
yeah,
would
they've been
is,
like dirty rags.
yeah, and it's like if you have trouble telling, I think there's a problem, right? It's this dirty rag, it speaks to me of the emotional turmoil. Like if you can, if you could come up with
This is emotional term. I mean, yeah,
yeah.
like we usual like there is basically nothing in like human existence that other person will perceive as like worthy. If it was accidental, there will be like no praise for it.
Yeah.
So, ooh,
Wow. Oh wow. Let me see.
I've been. Oh
Kind of
my god, I've
far.
been to a. Oh boy, I've been to some this art event, and with a friend, and going back from the event, we got to University of Polish University of Art. What is it called? Library, not library. The bookstore. And I went into the well, of course, I went into the with my friend because my friend wanted to purchase some books on some Polish painters because he's German and he wants to be Polonized. So I took him there, and oh my god, the whole store, like there was like two books in all of the store on like classical paintings.
Oh.
All of the other stuff was like contemporary comic or like just modern stuff. And she's been like showing like, oh, he asked her like, oh, can I see some like Polish painters, and I think he used word classical, and but she started showing him like 1990s contemporary Polish paintings.
Oh.
And I'm like, and then other woman came in and starts talking to the other woman in Polish, so the guy couldn't understand, and we've been speaking strictly English in the store. So she didn't even knew that I was Polish, and she started talking about the book about like Polish feminism in like 95 to 98. I'm like, ooh, I'm like, I just go to them to my friend and just buy it, and we're leaving because I don't feel secure here. Mike, it was like the archetypical like the experience of like those. Oh, this crazy. That was weird.
Wow.
But
you gotta sell those paintings. You gotta sell them to someone.
There was nothing classical in all of this fucking store. There was one book like on Matejko, who's like Polish painter, and there was one book on like zoom-ins of Hieronymus Bosch.
Oh yeah.
So that was okay. It was the two books, and I went through all of them because he bought like 10 books because he managed to find something, and some of them were like just some graphic stuff. So I'll get that. But it was crazy. It was crazy. Like how some person gets into the fucking library that's not Polish and like wants to buy something, and it's like it's impossible.
Wow.
And I don't want that.
That's pretty bad. I guess your culture has been infiltrated
Yes,
and
it's
just
all academies are postmodern infiltrative entities.
well,
We have to
well,
burn them.
well. No,
No.
can't burn them. That doesn't work. But yeah, I don't know. Like, how do you fight against something that's like, okay, we're gonna make all art this now. If it's not postmodern, it's not cool. It's like,
I mean,
I
the,
don't
the
know.
only good thing is those people don't make any money, but they
Well,
only get free money from like subsidies or something. Because like it's like,
they don't sell any of the paintings. They just like,
barely. No, come on. This is like sit in what's it called? They sit in academia and they just they produce it from there and they get subsidies from like European Union and Polish government. This is nothing else. They don't they don't make a lot of like money you get in art now. It's what's it called? They oh my god, entertainment. It's like the only way, unless you
yeah,
are like a
advertising.
well-established painter.
Yeah.
Because like if of course there gonna be people those that make like shit ton of money, but they are like 0.01% of those people, and
Yeah.
so it's like it's unsustainable. Probably it's like, well, not self-sustainable. That's for sure. I hope someone's gonna get pissed finally, and just gonna be, hey, this is those millions go to. Oh well then, don't do that.
It's amazing.
Oh my god.
Your library sells books though? I didn't know that.
No, the
Like,
bookstore.
oh,
It was the
bookstore.
of the like the 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 gallery of Łódź, of the city of Łódź.
Oh. That's pretty sad.
Yeah.
That's pretty sad. I like when we walk around the city, the only art galleries we have are kind of like postmodern painting galleries. So
yeah, and you're
the ones that
you are
get sold.
like what the fuck happens in like San Francisco?
Yeah. Yeah, I guess we're all online now, so it doesn't really matter. But like the fact that traditional media has been like anyone on the ground, what they're seeing is this picture that's just completely not, coherent with reality. That this is the type of art that people like. Because like, look, the only galleries that exist are these, and then like, but if you go online, the only art that like no one like likes these people online, they can't survive here.
Instagram, like it's just it's other than a naked woman, it's actually good art usually being shared, because I haven't seen like fucking very contemporary stuff on Instagram. Well, but
yeah,
those people probably don't even use Instagram because they are too
filthy boomers.
They are too
they don't
too artsy. It's too mainstream.
Well, I mean, they probably would if they could, if they could work.
Someone gave attention.
Yeah, if they could, if they could survive on it, I feel like they would do it. But no one, I don't think anyone cares. Like, there's this guy called Illustrat. I don't know if you're aware of him. He makes what I would call postmodern meme art.
Meme art?
Yeah. And it's like portraits. Like if you Google Illustrat, just Google it.
Illustrad.
T with the T. Illustrat. Like if you spelled illustrate wrong without the E and an A for the U, that would be his name. And so this guy has been around for a long time. And so he's kind of like, he's on the internet, right? And he makes these weird, I would call postmodern, pomo portraits of people. And no one likes them.
No. Can you send it to me because I cannot spell it apparently.
You can't spell illustrate. God damn it.
I'm Polish. I don't know my name.
How do you spell illustrate? Illustrat.
But you said there's like not 2 letters included, so I'm fucking.
Yeah, without the U, just put the A instead of the U. Let's see. Yeah, because like if I Google it. Did you mean illustrate? No, I didn't mean that. So he makes these weird, I would call postmodern.
Oh, okay. I think I illustrate. These are like mostly what's called. My God, portraits.
Yeah, portraits. It's all portraits. It's all portraits except I don't think this is one of his. It just looks like it. So this is kind of the stuff that he makes, and he's been on the internet for as long as I've been on the internet. And yeah, no one really likes this type of stuff. I don't know. It's just really strange.
I mean, it's
but
like, it's not naturalistic, that's for sure.
No, it's not. It's not trying to be. I think it's trying to do. Yeah. It's trying to say something with memes, sort of like. 'Cause it doesn't. I don't know what it's supposed to say. But anyway, so this is the type of stuff that he makes, and he's been around for a long time. And no one's like, trying to make him the next Van Gogh or anything like that. So it's just like these people, they exist. They can't do anything online because it's very meritocratic here. I think it's very meritocratic. In fact,
I mean, yes, but it's. But I would argue that is the value of it. Have I shown you forecast?
Forecast?
I think I've been showing you the guy. I found a guy, and I'm usually not into this kind of stuff because it's like very kind of abstract. But they basically look like they are. What's called? They look like they are like medieval paintings, or like Goya. And I absolutely like they are like small little concepts. Oh my God! My Skype. This is the guy. If I show them to you, it's like, but they're like so evocative, like really nice. Yeah, they're basically
Darnis forecasts. Oh yeah, you showed me.
Yeah. Jesus, I really like that because like you can take like some of this stuff and like actually use them in like concepts and stuff. Very. Wait, I have to call. 1 second. Be right back.
Sure. I kind of like some of the photo texture, but other than that, I'm not a big fan. It just seems like I like the paper texture, but I think that's just paper. Wow, this is really good paper. Art criticism by Darnis. Amazing paper. Amazing use of paper. Some of it's kind of interesting. Like this one reminds me of what's his name? Peter Moorbacher's Angelarium series. But I kind of like the what's it called? The effect of, I guess it's colored pencils or acrylics or ink on this type of paper. I really like this paper. I don't know, something about it really does it for me. Reminds me of kind of like some sort of Rosetta-y. Rosetta-y textures, not subject matter or is it titties? Can't show those. It seems really weird. It's really weird. Quick image for a larger view. And some of the textures look really nice. But like this wonky arm, you know, it's like the whole point was the anatomy, and like the arm is wrong. So, like, why did you do this? You know, that sort of thing. Yeah, still better, you know, still kind of unique, still kind of like experimental, you know.
Okay. Okay.
I want to get this car right.
Use mixer brush in this.
Hmm?
Do you use mixer brush in this?
A little bit, yeah, a little bit. Trying to mix or brush some of the what's it called, some of the texture into that car. But otherwise, not much mixer brush. Everything is just hand painted. And the large photo of a woman,
Oh,
right in there.
Yeah, that's a woman.
It's like, no,
looks really nice.
Yeah, cause it's bashed.
Yeah.
Cause it's bashed.
Recently, I really enjoy using like those brushes that have like color variation. You know what I mean? Like they can pick two colors and paint with those. My God, they're such a cheaty way to put texture, such a cheaty way to put like what's it called shadow. It's really nice. It's really nice because you can do like if you press delicately, it takes one color and mixes it less. But if you press harder, it goes more and more into secondary color. So you can like without changing any color, like paint shadows easily, and then just press lighter to paint uh, the light side to keep while keeping the texture and color consistency. My God, like yeah, try it. It's very nice.
Yeah, I used what's it called? I use those once in a while. It's been a while since I've tried them out though. I've been painting a lot with these very soft brushes, and I think it's been working really well for me because it's much easier to establish like form.
Oh yeah, so going like full blown Craig Mullins.
Yeah. But yeah, I like texture brushes with like color. Let me call that color change. Color dither.
I don't.
Color something.
Color jitter, I think. Yeah.
Jitter, yeah, color jitter, yeah. Yeah. Those, yeah. I've been using those for a while. They're great. I really enjoy them because it's not cheating. It's fine.
Yeah, it's not cheating.
It's fine. You're still using your hands but yeah, there's a lot of stuff that you just can't create. And so it's nice to have a tool handy for that. Like some texture you just can't paint it.
I don't even know what Ruangia uses.
Well, yeah, like I have a brush set that supposedly he uses. I'm pretty sure he uses very
It's like a low opacity something because of this smoothness.
yeah. I think he uses very soft brushes. That's like the last thing. I thought, you know, when painting.
Oh, I found that's not Ruangia. Oh, that's hell. That's really good. I found some guy on our station. Alright, that's very Ruangia like. Wanna check this movie out?
Is it Fang?
No, it's some other guy. I actually haven't seen it before.
Let's see. Is that Renji?
No,
I don't know.
Yeah, no, yeah.
I don't know. I don't really. That's not really the same taste. I feel like
Yeah,
the same, but different. Really different. More. I mean, it's very good. But like, I don't know. I wouldn't. I don't know. It doesn't look like Renji's environments.
Yeah,
it looks like he's borrowing something.
Like very colorful shadows, the burns on the lights, the texture. There's some. I like the texture of this wall. I have to fucking seal that.
Yeah, like those brush textures remind me more of like Craig Mullins textures than Rengia textures, to be honest. Like I have that brush. Let me see if I can pull that up. But I think it's this one.
And they have the brush. Oh, this would be the round.
Yeah.
Jitter.
Yeah, something like.
Oh, okay.
Like this.
That.
Yeah, with a lot of color jitter and. I think that's the one. It might be I have a couple of them that are very similar. That one I think has more spacing in it, so maybe it's this one.
I like the directionality of them because you can easily.
I think it is this one. Here it is. I found it. Yeah, it's like this with more jitter. Round. There it is. There it is, right here. Yeah, openness and zoom in on it. See this thing. Like this, like those effects, especially if you
I really like
use that with.
They look really nice. They look really marble.
Yeah, especially if you use it with
mixer brush.
Yeah, there you go. That's when it starts to really
it's
get that paintery.
Use everything in Photoshop.
Yeah, every tool at the same time. Fit as many like tool presets as you can. You know, it's like. Yeah. Not only is it a texture brush, but it's also mixered, and it's got a filter on top of it, and I'm painting under an adjustment layer.
And you can do like double brush, so it has
dual brush.
Like, catch them all.
Oh no, that wasn't the right place to put a texture. Maybe just a little bit. But yeah, I mean, it doesn't really. It kind of reminds me of it, but not really. Did I show you the guy that I thought was Rengia's like off account?
Yeah, sure.
What was his name? It was like something Fang.
Fengzua.
Yeah, it was Feng Zhu, of course. Feng Zhu is actually Renjia's off account.
Fengzua.
Was it? No, Feng Zhuan. No, he's like that Korean guy. No. Same, but different. No, he makes like different stuff. No, Wei Fan. He's like Renjia's off account, I feel like.
Oh yeah, okay, yeah, yeah, I see it.
Yeah, especially the second one. Like the first, this is the one that he did just now, and it's like it's more him than Rungia, but like
It's like
the
yeah, but he lacks the subtlety in like uh value. Like it's
yeah.
too crisp in too many places. Like it's
Yeah. Yeah, it's not gonna be Rungia because
yeah.
like Rungia makes weird fucking choices. There's just code that you can't understand.
Yeah.
Like it's not like why is this here? I don't fucking know, but it looks good. But
I
like
guess, yeah.
yeah, what in another situation when can I use this? It's like I don't know. So yeah, there's a lot of that. Like when looking through Rungia's work, it's just difficult to understand what he's doing.
But there was like what's called there was some site that makes tutorials for oil painters, and
Hmm.
they had like a free tutorial for 24 hours, and there basically was a guy that was a really nice oil painter, and he was portrait painter, and
Hmm.
he was showing the way of making, like he was basically taking photos into Photoshop and like color picker, uh, like evaluate them, and he was showing the like something that Ruangia does is the light and the shadow have the same value, and sometimes shadow is even lighter and more saturated. Excuse me, the saturation is,
Yeah, not value
yeah,
saturation. Yeah,
saturation was
absolutely.
higher in shadow than it was
Yeah,
in the light, and it was something that he was showing, like it was just,
yeah,
and it was very bland in the middle, and it's, I think, something that would be nice to try to do. And it's actually like, if you want to correct all image like that, I think that would be a very doable with like levels and curves, because basically you can take like a value range, and like, just take this snippet of black and just way more like saturated in levels. Like
yeah,
there is a way to do it nicely in Photoshop.
yeah. I mean, like what I like to do is just take a very saturated color and use one of those brushes you mentioned with like color dither, like this
Okay.
one, and just take like a crazy purple and then just slam it into a shadow somewhere like that, and then it just like works. Like as long as there's like a light, you know, somewhere there that you could like say like, oh okay, well that red is there. You could build it up. Yeah, any sort of texture brush with like, or a saturation layer, those really work really well. Um,
Yeah.
because like then you can get you can get these weird, because like when you do it with just a texture brush, you just get that one or five colors if you're using the jitter.
Mm-hmm.
But like when you're doing it on saturation layer, it screws it up somehow, and it looks like
Yeah.
what happens if you pour gasoline into
Yeah,
water.
very nice. Yeah, this opalization.
Yeah, I think that's what he does. I'm not sure, but I think that's what he does. I think you can even use saturation instead of what's called painting. It's called, yeah, putting saturated colors in your shadows is like artistry 101, bucko.
Yeah, but
Should have known that already.
yet no one is doing that often.
Don't they? I know
Yeah.
Mullins does it like all the time.
Yeah, but
That's like his calling card.
101. Oh,
Mullins.
it's like, I'm talking about like the regular folk.
Oh. Oh, okay. Well, yeah, cause like, yeah, if you look at Mullins's work, it's always.
Yeah, but I would argue Mullins is very good, you know? It's not like
Yeah, yeah, sure.
he hasn't figured this
Yeah.
out like a month ago. Just
Right. Yeah. 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 I mean, that's a thing. That's a thing. Oh, what's this? Untrusted certificate.
Hmm?
Okay, I guess block it. Yeah, very high saturation and what's it called? But that kind of runs contrary to um conventional wisdom
I mean, yeah,
about
it
light.
runs contrary to physics, but our perception can be, you know.
I mean, I see these colors in what's it called? So I'm not sure it runs contrary to physics.
Oh no, but it's like, you know, it's more, you know, it's just it doesn't it looks more true because you have like you see the light and it's like, oh yeah, this light interacts like that, but then you see the shadow and normally you would see the slight tint of blue in the shadow, but your brain doesn't recognize it as weird to make it more saturated in the painting, and it just perceives it as, oh yeah, this is like very just over the top, but it still looks really nice. This is what Ruan Gia is doing, at least. But he will take it and just, you know, change this. Oh, weird.
Yeah, the that's yeah. I mean, that's what like. That's what a lot of painters do that I really enjoy is that they just knock up the saturation wherever the fuck they feel like, especially in the shadow areas. It makes your shadows pop because if you make what's it called, if you're using high values to pop your lights and you're using high saturation to pop your dark, it's just a good combo. So do it. But then I don't know. I don't want every piece to be like that. Every piece is just high saturation. Like it works. It works in most pieces like that. Like, especially if you have a high light source, that's where you want to do it. Because then you can have that really high shadow area. Very dark.
It's what's it called? They like the impressionists were doing that. They were putting really colorful shadows, but then you lose the contrast because your shadows are also very light because they have color in them, but but then you cannot have this chiaroscuro, what's called, what the fuck is this guy called, like Rembrandt
Chiaroscuro?
or like what was the guy that was brawling all the time?
Rembrandt was browning all the time. Yeah.
No, the Rembrandt wasn't brawling all the time. The other guy, the
Rembrandt was pretty brown.
what the heck is this guy called? The Italian guy.
The Italian guy.
Oh my god.
Italian. The Italian guy paints.
The Italian guy.
Google, who am I thinking of? Asks Basri.
I'm googling.
Yeah.
The guy.
Italian guy. What? Google. How do you not know who I'm talking
Google,
about?
tell me, Italian guy. Paintings. Italian guy. Well, nevertheless, like chiaroscuro, like hard icon stuff, yeah. So, but they
Sure,
were
I know-
they
I know
they
what that
didn't
is.
have that. They didn't have any color in the shadow. But like I think what Ruangia does well is he still has like very dark shadows, but he will just indicate the color by putting this in like a 1/4 of a shadow, and with like this weird super saturated color. So he basically like eats cakes and have it too, kinda the appeal of this guy. I'm still thinking of this painter. No, okay, never mind.
But yeah, if you look at God damn it, what's Schmidt's first name?
Richard.
God damn it, Richard. Yeah, there you go. I was thinking Bob. Is it Bob? Robert? It's something like that. Yeah, but if you look at his portraits, they have a lot of like just broken color, and especially in the saturated areas. So like, people have known about this. People have known about this for quite some time now.
I mean, they knew about perspective, and they forget it. I mean,
Right? Yeah.
I mean, not forget it. That was like deliberate. But...
Just stopped using it. It's too hard. We don't want to do it anymore.
Yeah, dude,
I can understand that. I can get behind that. You know, it's like, yeah, it is. I don't want to do it. Can just like can I have a 3D program that does it for me? I feel like a lot of these people are for it, you know, without, you know, being implicitly for it, because no one wants to do the perspective work, the hard, dry work. Let's just have something else do it for us. I understand perspective, but I'm not gonna do it, you know.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's like, Let me see. I haven't used any texture brushes in this thing. I gotta use some texture in there. So far, it's all been just soft, super soft.
Why aren't you doing Inktober? Aren't you cool?
I saw a Dave Raposa tweet, and it said something like, even if you find Inktober to be cringy, you should still do it because it helps you grow.
Yeah.
And I was like,
there is no excuse.
That's smart.
That's no excuse.
That's smart.
But it's, you know, it's just an excuse to paint, which is always good. And you're gonna do something that you don't do because, like, who does fucking brushes on daily basis?
Yeah.
But I'm still gonna say I have some other things to.
I mean, I want to do other things, but like I might just do like some Inktober stuff, because I'm gonna be finished with this at some point, and then once I'm finished with it, I have nothing to do, and October just began, so I might do like 1 or 2 things, at least try it, you know.
Yeah.
Try to do the thing, even though like I don't want to do the thing.
Grinding.
Yeah, cause like I should be spending more time on sketching things anyway, but hey Turbo, what's up, dude? How's it going?
1 second, be right back.
Designing some costumes. Trying to make them simplistic. You know what I really liked about that, what's it called? That painting Basri showed me? There's this one piece where the guy kept it, even though the perspective was wrong, because I feel like the detail on it was so nice. Let me see if I can just open it. Here, this entryway, oh, okay. This entryway didn't get mathed out correctly or something. Because this area is much bigger than this area. And I know it's supposed to be like a little bit closer to the middle. But he kept it anyway because of this very beautiful texture in here, I think. This brown and orange just mixes very well together. And the green, I guess. I don't know. But this looks really wrong. Because this part is coming out, right? And then it should follow the perspective of the entryway, but it doesn't. In fact, like the longer you look at it, the more mistakes you find. Like this thing, this side of it it doesn't line up with what's called. But it's still a super beautiful piece. But like I think the reason he didn't touch it and he just left it in was the brown and orange play. Really like that. So I'm thinking like maybe I can just copy it, get some greens in there, some saturated green, and then just like maybe I could do something like that. Maybe not. I don't know. Oh, the flow is so low. I was wondering, like, what? Why can't I paint? Can't paint anything today. Maybe my hands are just tired. But yeah. I wonder what I should paint for Inktober. I really like those portraits that guy did. I want to do something like that. I feel like it's cool. But at the same time, I didn't really want to do a study because that feels like comfort zone-y to me. Like, oh, you know, you don't actually want to make anything. You just want to make studies and then get some praise for, oh wow, you executed that well, something like that. Whatever the hip kids are talking about these days, study sickness.
Okay.
Hey. Yep. Just paint some costumes.
I finally got some nice job offer.
Oh yeah?
Yeah. In
Where are you
Poland,
going?
which is really nice. And do you know people who made Gears of War?
Yeah.
Okay, so
Activision?
I don't remember who was releasing Gears of War, but they've been they've been outsourcing this to this studio in Poland.
Oh.
So they were been working with like 4 Gears of Wars. How many out?
Wow.
So that's nice. They're making something new and need some people. So I'm like, yes, please.
Wow. Amazing.
And I seriously thought they're gonna like give me like they want me to like be junior, but they don't. So fucking I'm happy.
Oh wow.
I'm so fucking imposter syndrome right now.
Wow. No, that's dope, dude. Congratulations.
Oh, thank you. But yeah, I'm like, fuck. I'm like shit. I've been sitting in this 7 years. Like, I don't know.
Yeah.
It's fucking
Hey.
weird. It's weird.
Yeah, you deserve it.
Oh,
Holy
thank you,
shit,
thank
man.
you.
Polish Gears of War.
Polish Gears of War.
Don't forget us when you're rich and famous,
Oh, they
please.
did Painkiller. Do you know Painkiller?
Yeah.
So,
Yeah, also another shooter.
Same studio.
Yeah. That's pretty dope.
Yeah, I'm happy, but yeah, I have to do like an art test, so it's not yet.
Oh,
Yet,
okay.
Don't worry,
Alright.
don't worry. Still can do. If go very.
Don't fuck it up,
yeah,
Basri.
Don't fuck it up.
No pressure.
No pressure.
But we really like this piece.
Oh, you like AAA games? Nice, that's really cool.
Spooky time. Yeah, it is spooky time. Maybe I could do some Inktober. That's kind of scary. I feel like I could do that. I could swing that. Maybe a scary thing. Hey, Acorn Tree. What's up, dude? Yeah, you know, at least even the art test means a lot. Cause I mean, did they approach you or like did you find them?
Like,
Wow, yeah.
Concept artist and
Oh wow.
Yeah, so it's like, oh shit.
Oh wow.
I need to make CV though, because I don't have CV and they like requested it.
Yeah.
So yeah, so I'm waiting for my girlfriend to come home. Cannot fucking do those things or operate Illustrator.
One of them was like, hey, I see that you have a really nice portfolio. I think it was just like a recruiter or something. It's like, you have a really nice portfolio, and I'm sure you have a lot of stuff that's you can't show because of NDAs. Oh. And I'm just like, yeah, that is the case.
Exactly that. I wouldn't put it better. Fucking dodged the bullet.
Okay. Yeah, I have a lot of stuff to show you. I just can't, you know.
Yeah. It's in my head and I haven't touched it yet. That's why. But I'm not gonna tell you.
Yeah. This guy came out a little evil. I don't know if I wanted him to be so evil.
Evil.
Oh well. Yeah, he looks like some kind of masked evil thing.
Oh yeah, it does.
I guess he was evil before though. That's what happens, man. Just take a costume to its logical conclusion. It's just evil. And individualism is just so beautiful. Let me cry on camera about the individual. Gosh, man, I wonder if that was like, what was he thinking?
I don't know. I think it was genuine, but it's just specific. Just
yeah, it's really like.
Just, you know, you wouldn't do that, but.
Right. There's just not much reason to to do that. Yeah, I guess it was genuine, but it like at the same time it's just like it's very strange to cry about individualism.
Well, yeah.
I got very emotional. Very emotional. I have like a scab like on my drawing fingers.
Oh my god, what the fuck?
Yeah, I can't. Every stroke is a pain.
Good. Worth it. You will not do unnecessary strokes then.
Oh god.
The fucking Zen bullshit way.
Stroke economy.
Yeah, you should just make you should hurt yourself just for that, just to do very good economy.
Yeah, the pain makes it better.
Yeah. Fucking, I dare you to do the Gamro tutorial on this. how to inflict self-harm to stroke economy.
Have you ever thought that you're drawing too much and you need help improving your stroke and brush economy? Have no fear. Actually, that's what Sparth told me. I asked him a question once. It's like, how do you get the lines so good? And he's like, you just put your tongue in between your teeth, and whenever you fuck up a line, you just bite down really hard. And I was like, okay, I can't. I'm not gonna do that. I'm not committed enough.
Did you really?
Yeah, he did. He's like, and eventually you stop fucking up. And I was like, that might work, but I'm not gonna do it.
Oh my god, that's perfect sense.
I think it does. I mean, I think he was joking, but yeah, that was what's called.
But I believe someone would do that because
yes, someone was reading that thread and they're like,
makes perfect sense, and also I have like a crush on this guy, so I'm gonna do that. Yeah.
Professional tip here.
I like it to be like, between the tips, like use good perspective, the source of light should be, and then it's like in the step 10, like bite your tongue every time you do the fucking stroke.
top 10 pro tips. That's gonna be in there. Like, it starts off real simple, and then it just goes into like masochism.
Yeah. Or like, like if you work with models, sedate them so they don't poop. There's like just woven into regular tips, like fucking like
yeah, how to get your model to stay still.
Yeah, sedate them,
Let's take a page from Bill Cosby. Maybe Bill Cosby wasn't raping them this whole time. He was painting them. Yeah, he was just a great painter. This whole time, 60 women he painted. He was a serial painter.
Yeah.
Serial painter.
Serious painter.
Serial paintist. Oh, God.
Serial paintist. Serial paintist.
Yeah, I'm going to hell for that. That's a done deal. Oof, that's a yikes.
Serial paintist.
That's a yikes from me.
Serial.
Oh
my god, yeah.
I actually didn't think he would get off. I actually thought he would get off. I thought he would, just be like, cause he's Bill Cosby, Yeah, I thought he would, thought he would just like walk out.
I mean, he's so fucking old right now that he will not go out of this jail. Like,
right, yeah.
I don't believe he will.
Yeah.
Yeah, he done goofed.
Yeah.
Oh, what's wrong?
It's one way of putting it. Oh boy. Yeah, that got dark. Oh man.
Oh, that's a good thing to put in, like, that's an eye catcher for your LinkedIn. The serial paintist. Serial paintist.
I don't know if that, cause yeah, maybe.
Yeah, I mean, what can they do?
Yeah, I might use that as a Twitter bio or something. That's pretty good. That's pretty good. It's very edgy.
Serial paintist, the sensual harassment.
Oh, God. I don't think you want to do too many, because then at that point they'll be like, what's this guy trying to tell us? What?
Obviously, he's a painter. Get off his case. Christ.
Yeah. I'm gonna have to paint a whole city in here. I have this one shape that I really like, this triangle thing, that I think I'm just gonna use for most of it. That'll be like a lot of it. Just triangle buildings.
Triangle. It's sci-fi. So triangle.
Yeah, because like the basic type of building that survives for a long period of time is, you know, big base, small top, like a pyramid, right? So it's like the pyramid, like everyone's like, "Oh my god, the pyramids are so cool." It's like, yeah, they're the first guys that figured out that, you know, stacking shit on top of itself for a long time won't last very long, and they're like, what if I just make the base wider?
Yeah.
Oh my god, I'm a genius. Do you like the Egyptians?
Excuse me?
Are you an Egyptian fan? Like ancient Egyptian. I mean, I don't mean like the.
Yeah, but as well as I'm fan of any other ancient civilization, I
Yeah.
don't
But I feel like
particularly it's not. I mean, it's mind blowing that it's so old and achievements, but it's like I'm even more blown by like Babylonian shit because it's even older and even bigger. So it's like kind of, you know, I'm biggest fan of like Babylonian shit because this is like this is crazy because it's actually like the first time like people got together to do shit, and it was just I don't know 200,000 people. Is 200,000 people like 7,000 years ago? Like that's mental. That's big. It's like medieval Paris had like fucking not 200,000 people.
Yeah.
Excuse me, not medieval. When they went into like America, the not Columbus, but Jesus Christ, what was the fucking conquistador guy?
Conquistadors are Spanish.
Yeah.
Wait. Are we talking about the Spaniards?
Yeah, we have
So
the Spaniards, but I know how the Paris is just a comparison of the size. What was that? Jesus, my God, I'm
Amerigo Vespucci or
no.
like
No, Vespucci was first. Vespucci was the OG.
Yeah. There's a lot of Johns in there.
John. Well, not John. He was Spanish. The guy was Spanish. It's like the most famous one. What the fuck am I doing?
The most
He fought with the Incas and with the
the Disney one?
Tenochtitlan. He conquered Tenochtitlan. Fucking, what am I doing? Aztec. Yeah, there was Aztec. Okay. The guy that talked to Montezuma.
Yeah, something about 20th century explorers. I just like not.
Oh, they are not 20th century explorers.
Was it 20th? Was it?
Come on.
19th?
Come on. This was like
19th century.
This was like when was the conquest? 400 years ago. Not even years ago. My God, I'm stupid. What is this?
Oh yeah, these guys came later. Maybe 18th. Yeah, I'm looking for 18th century. James Cook. Yeah, that's probably what you're thinking of.
No, no, no. Cortez! Fuck!
Cortez. Oh,
19th
right, the
century,
Spanish
19th
guy.
century, 90s. Cortez, yes. Oh my god, that was painful. That was painful. So yeah, so then, oh fucking tangent. So then, when Cortez was there, the Paris had 200,000 people, not even, and Tenochtitlan had like 300,000. It was bigger than Paris at the time, and he was very amazed by this. Oh,
It's a history lesson.
yes, it's
History lesson
painful
time.
one, because I couldn't remember one guy's name.
Classic. Give him another sword. 2 swords. Why not?
Always better.
I'm always like using very Asian themes in like sci-fi. I wonder if that's like a byproduct of something like Blade Runner having very Asian themes. But I always kind of think of China winning that space culture war somehow.
I mean, yeah, it's can cyberpunk exist without Chinese letters? I don't think
Yeah,
so.
right.
I
That's
don't think
that's
so.
what I'm thinking. That's exactly it.
Even though, like, the root of, well, okay, Akira, but Blade Runner was before Akira. Yeah,
Astro Boy. Astro Boy is the root of all science
Astro
fiction.
Boy.
Yeah.
But that's, I mean, is it cyberpunk?
No,
No.
Astro Boy was a little robot boy, kind of like Mega Man. And he would fly around, and he would... It was like the first anime.
Yeah, but like stylistically, Akira is like cyberpunk.
I mean, like, if we're not talking about animation, maybe like I would say like Asimov's writings.
Oh
would
yeah, but
probably
you know
be-
there are no visuals. Yeah.
Yeah. Only the ones in your head. Only the ones in your head, man.
But Blade Runner was based on book, so
Yeah. See, so like without the writing, it's like I feel like the writing is more important than the visuals.
yeah, but you needed Sid Mead to like digest it into, because this could look fucking different.
Yeah, no, I mean like without Sid Mead, like what would all those things look like? I don't even know. Like it's his baby. It's his baby.
That was like a crazy era of design, because it was like Geiger and Alien, which was so weird. Like in 70s, all of the horror movies are like so cringy, and like for now, they you know, there's like guys in costumes that look like, you know, something from Home Depot, and
Yeah.
the cheesy. And
Well, there's a reason for that because they actually were.
yeah, probably. but and then you know, and all the like, you know, very cringy rockets, and like very, you know, like beep beep boop beep beep beep, yeah, something like that. Yeah, that tells it as well. And then you have Blade Runner, which is like design
Crazy,
simple right now, and the same with the Alien. Like it jumped over a few steps.
Yeah, visually, Blade Runner is like just the holy grail.
Yeah, you can still look at it and it's like, oh my god, the design, the shit is crazy.
Yeah, for sure.
You don't look at old Star Trek and you're like, oh wow, looks so great. No.
Yeah, I have to agree there. But like the rest of Blade Runner was kind of bad. Like I don't know. I watched it recently and I'm just like, this isn't the best story. I guess there's.
You mean
there's
the old one?
Yeah, the old one. Yeah, the old one was like, okay.
Don't you like the story?
No, it was kind of boring. to be honest. Like,
I mean, it's supposed to be like
I liked.
close, not closed.
And you kind of have to give it the kind of like, oh man, it's such an old thing that, like, of course, narrative development wasn't strong, and now we have like, but it wasn't like, I don't know. I watched it. I was pretty bored. That's like one thing. I followed the story pretty well, and it was just a really long, drawn out movie. I think it was like 3 hours,
yes,
2 parts.
There is a director's cut, which is, I think, even longer.
Yeah, it was.
But it's also like there is a bit of like the American cinema is like action. Yeah. There's like
sure.
I don't remember what was there's like but it was like, action developing into action. But in like Japanese cinema, like Kurosawa, in Kurosawa 20-hour director's cut of the Seven Samurais, there is like a scene that he said basically, okay, point at that leaf for like 30 minutes, and that's the scene. The leaves on the wind for 30 minutes. And that's a bit the same in Blade Runner. Like, you have those immersive shots of the city that last like 5 minutes and nothing is happening, but you are immersed in this because you soak it in, like stuff isn't happening, but you experience the environment.
Yeah, it was visually interesting. That's what I was saying. Like, it was like visually it was great. Like, it is still it still holds up even now, like if you hold it to something else, I would say, because it is visually interesting, but like taken in total without saying like, oh well, just visual, it's very boring. I don't know.
How about the new one?
It's more exciting, but it's still kind of I didn't really like that one either.
Really?
Maybe I'm just like a shitty city. I hate this one and this one too. Yeah. This sucks.
I don't know. Actually,
visually it was great.
I like. It's like one of my favorite movies now. Like,
really?
I mean, I definitely at visuals area, but I don't know. It's kind of homage, but it's I would say even better. Of course, visually it's like crazy good because it's also from the half point where the guy, like, when he comes into the city where spoiler, Harrison Ford is.
Oh no.
The like, you have this yellow transition to this dusty city, and this is actually,
I thought it was orange.
Orange transition to this dusty city, and this is actually where Sid Mead starts being main concept for the movie, and before that he's not doing any concepts. It's actually like a transition where he comes in and it's the city and all of this is his concepts. Like, he starts working on the movie.
Well, I mean, again, visually it was very interesting.
Yeah.
You should probably see it as like, just a visual library.
Definitely in that
type of thing, but I don't know. Maybe I just like maybe I am just really old and cynical. I just don't like.
How old are you?
I don't like the story.
Like 30.
Yeah, that's really old, man. It's really old. I mean, like I do like a lot of stories. I enjoy a lot of movies. I enjoyed Blade Runner, but it wasn't like I'm not gonna. It's very forgettable.
Favorites, yeah.
No, I wouldn't recommend it. I wouldn't be like Westworld's visually amazing. Also has a great story, interesting characters, well acted, amazing cinematography.
But yeah.
At least the first season. The second season was kind of not as good.
Tell me. I will watch it anyway. Yeah, I haven't watched the second yet. I haven't started even.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, I would say yeah, the Westworld is amazing, and it's a good thing that it happened because it's better than the average series by miles.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, 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 yeah. Yeah, it's like it really is good.
Are you
And so
in any way interested in The Witcher?
yeah, I know that there's gonna be a live action, and
I mean, yeah, that's what I'm asking about the series.
I'm probably not gonna watch it because like something about the way they're doing it kind of is like
What way?
I don't know, like if you start like usually you wait till someone is sitting in the theater to start, with the ideology. Usually that's, and then you spoon feed it with the story. But these guys are like at the casting stage. We're gonna make Siri a black woman. I'm like, that's really interesting. Why would you do that?
Yeah.
I mean, she can be, but like,
Have you read the
what's
books?
the reasoning? Yeah, I have. Yeah.
Okay.
Oh, well,
So,
I
you
mean,
know, like-
I've read like
like-
experts.
Yeah, but there's
Excerpts,
like
yeah.
like she is like her mother was an elf or something like that.
So
And, like elves in this are will be white unless all the elves are, then
Oh
it
my
makes
God.
sense. Okay, I'll give them that. But
I just don't really understand why.
yeah, that was weird. That was fucking weird.
That's just so strange. Like, unless you're like ideologically biased, that's the only reason that I could come up with
because
to do this.
It is clearly a medieval Poland, like
Yeah.
stylistically, like
Right.
oh yeah. Unless I don't know any black people in medieval Poland, then
Yeah.
enlighten me. Excuse me.
I get. Yeah. I'm not saying that you can't have black actors in this movie.
Yeah,
That would be ridiculous. I'm just saying that if you're casting, what's it called, requirements are, if like the best actress was a black woman, that makes, okay, whatever. Like Rihanna or something.
Oh yeah, I want.
Could you at least make her hot? Please,
I'll give
just
them
make her
Rihanna,
hot.
unless it's.
Yeah.
It should
Yeah.
be say in the prompt. It must be a white woman unless it's Rihanna. Jesus.
No.
And then.
But like, yeah, if you do this like at the outset in the beginning of casting that, okay, we need to fill this quota, that's what's gonna happen.
That's
At that point, it's like, oh, okay, why are you doing this?
no.
It really makes you think.
Really stupid. That's really.
Yeah, again,
I mean,
'cause,
they don't get backlash. I am really like dumbfounded that nobody predicted the backlash on it. It's like, oh yeah, this is gonna be easy.
yeah, again, like, for Ghost in the Shell, the main actress should have been Asian. Like, that should have happened. Like,
yeah, but obviously they wanted
but-
to appeal to an audience.
but-
yeah.
the fact is that, I mean, the actress that was chosen was, super hot, so it mashed out.
Yeah, and
So I don't know who
yeah.
the casting is gonna be, but
And
like,
also, sure you can they always talking about all the percentage, the people live in this country are Asian and they also should be represented. Yeah, but isn't it like 5%?
yeah,
And
so
most of them have better things to do than being actors.
yeah.
Just-
I mean, if they don't want to, like, I don't understand exactly.
like all
the logic.
all of the actors, like if the 80% white people, there is a high chance that the best actors will be white people because
Yeah,
just
sure.
of the fucking sheer number of them.
Sure, right.
It's
The
like
statistics.
America
yeah.
is like 13% black people, yeah. It's like also not
Yes.
that much. It's like, but
Right.
the outrage.
Outreach. Yeah, like again, I'm just like not gonna like when I know that if they're doing that early, they're over like ideologically inclined in the casting stage. I can only imagine what's gonna happen as in the end stages when they're they have the what's called the story set in. What is the story gonna be like? It's gotta be very very slanted because there's just no way that it's not.
I don't know what's gonna be the reasoning behind that. It's like Hermione in Harry Potter, where Rowling was there was this cursed child theater play, and also they made Hermione black.
Okay.
But
well, I mean, at that when it's theater, I could kind of understand.
Yeah, but
whatever.
Just there is the description of Hermione, it's like fair hair.
Yeah, sure.
And also people resonate with the image already, so
right.
It's you want has to have an impact. Yeah, it's like people are fucking used to 9 years or more of this kind of looking girl. I mean, I think she should play it in the theater. Why the hell not? I know.
Well, she's not a theater actress.
Yeah, but she was growing up being an actress. She must be quite good at it. It's literally the only thing she did in her life, basically. She was born,
I don't know.
and then she was an actor for all of her life, and now she's still being an actor. And I haven't seen any of her movies, but
I think theater is Radcliffe really busted out of Harry Potter. He's actually a incredibly solid and crazy actor. I could see him getting Oscars, but I haven't really seen any of Hermione's movies. I know she's more of an activist now, not really. Not really.
There is some of that.
Yeah. But Radcliffe is just mashing out movies left and right, different roles, different type of roles, no stereotype things, no stereotype roles. He's not playing the the same character, because some people play the same character over and over and over and over and over again, and they just kind of get stuck in that role.
Have you seen Radcliffe, the Diaries of the I don't remember the name. This is a comedy, a dark comedy. The Diaries of the Young Doctor. He was starring in that as a main role. That's hilarious. That's dark, but that's hilarious.
I think I've seen the original. Was that about I think I saw the original. What's it called? Wasn't it Bulgakov? That's his. That's the what's it called?
I don't remember.
Because it's an old Russian classic movie, Diaries of a Young.
Bulgakov?
Yeah, Bulgakov. Yeah, yeah.
But Bulgakov was in the Master and Margaret.
Master and Margarita, yes,
Yeah.
Master and Margarita, and he also did this one where it was a kind of the transition between the Soviet Union and what's called Imperial Russia, and he was a doctor in the selo, or the province, I guess, the provincial countryside. And it was something. He was a heroin addict.
Yeah, exactly.
So is that what that new movie is? Because then I might see it. I might be interested in an American take on Bulgakov. That would be kind of interesting. I think Americans would ruin something like Dostoevsky or
that would be.
Yeah, but ruining my culture.
One second, I have to make a call. I'll be right back.
Yeah, I feel like the happy ending isn't gonna happen in a Dostoevsky novel, so it would be Yeah, a complex moral question's probably not the same level of interest as the Avengers movies. in America. I feel like one of those is gonna lose. Who knows though, maybe. I think, I don't know. I always like, I'm very, I'm not sure if it's skeptical or cautious. Más cuidado when it comes to adaptations. I think there was supposed to be an anime adaptation to like Shakespeare. And I was just like, what? Why? There doesn't have to be one. There's no reason. There's no reason to do this. Why? Why? Why would you do this thing? Stop. Stop. No. Photoshop. No. Oh, God. Get bugged out. Yep. I hear this all the time now, is that, well, you know, movies have always been packed with ideology. It's just kind of how it's always been. It's just that it's the dominant ideology. But I really don't think it's quite like that. I'm sure there were examples where you would get just the ideology pushed into your face. But for the most part, it was about creating art, not propaganda. At least the attempt, anyway. Trying to make this a shark-shaped spaceship. You know. Now I think it's like, it's so left and right. You even have critics have a go at you for, you know, pointing out, like, hey, this is an ideologically slanted idea. Maybe you shouldn't do this. I think that's a shame. when any legitimate criticism gets pointed to and said, "Oh, well, you're just saying like that's a plot hole," you know, something like that, like Movie Blob, the I guess he reviews movies. I'm not sure actually if you could call what he does reviewing movies. But he got I mean, it's it's usually a tenuous relationship between, you know, movie critics and people who actually work on the art. But he got like a retweet from Ryan Johnson, and it's like, huh, it really makes you think what kind of behavior is that, you know, promoting from him? Is it going to be a critical lens where he tries to look through Star Wars? Or is it going to be like, huh, I can get a butt pat from a Hollywood director. I wonder what I'm going to do. Retweets. Justification. Because there are legitimate deep critiques of Star Wars that were not plot hole based. They sound something like you have a whole scene or a whole segment for whatever reason where they go to a new planet and it's like hey, capitalism is bad. Did you know that? Yeah. It's really bad. Casinos and weapons dealers. That's the only what's it called, result of capitalism. Yep. And wars, capitalism, wars, weapons, and casinos. Yeah, and oh, right, animal abuse, of course. The only logical, what's it called, result. The rest of it, the rest of the criticisms are more like, you know, we were sold a different thing. We were expecting something else from Star Wars. We weren't expecting Buddhism as the dominant ideology from Jedi. That wasn't what anyone wanted. Ryan Johnson is like, oh man, I did this on purpose. I did this on purpose. Don't you like it? And everyone's like, no. And so he's like, oh, I guess you're wrong then. And then Movie Bob comes in and is like, well, Ryan Johnson was subverting your expectations. And that's why people didn't like it. And he retweets it and he's like, oh, I didn't think about this. Man, now that I've thought about this, this makes a lot of things really clear to me. I don't know. I wonder if Ryan Johnson will go down in history as the man who ruined Star Wars. I feel like George Lucas not very happy what they did to his baby. Something, I don't know, something about his behavior. He's kind of like this crotchety old man. I can understand why now, because he just seems very what's it called? He seems to manifest like this animus. Towards the new Star Wars movies. Some of the concept work for Star Wars was really good. It was visually entertaining. Like again, this keeps coming up. Like there's a lot of really visually entertaining movies, like Roadrunner. Fuck Blade Runner. Sorry about that. Blade Runner, not to be confused with Roadrunner. Yeah, what's it called? The cartoon character. need to figure out how to light some of these figures so they don't get lost in the noise of the crowd. Use some color dodge. Just to pick them out a little bit. I think that's too cheap. I'll have to do something different. But yeah, I find so little value in what criticism these like established critics bring. Lately, especially, like I feel like they're out to sell products. And the idea was, I think, that they're not, but maybe that's a little naive. The idea is that they're on the consumer side, but yeah, maybe that is a little bit naive. Especially like video games, seems like there's just an unholy alliance of just selling bad games and making good games look bad lately. I don't know, maybe that's just me, but it seems like that to me. But yeah, I think at the end of the day, it's because there might not be a monetary incentive to put out good reviews, or honest reviews. Let's go with honest reviews, not good reviews, because like, what's a good review? What's a bad one? You want those review copies, right? But yeah, try Deep Sky Derelicts. Really good game. Do a Steam trial. I don't know, something. My opinion matters, even though, because I'm not getting paid for it. Is that? I don't know if that's like. I've been hearing that a lot, actually. Like, if you don't get paid for your opinion, that means that it's a good one somehow. I'm not sure if that's the case at all. Or it's somehow more honest. I have a principled stance about taking money. Every stroke is painful, man, cause like the scab. I feel like one of those starving artists. Every stroke is pain in my soul. No, it's a pain in my finger because the scab. I think some of the lighting inventions are pretty neat. If I, carry them across and I do right. Have a little hanger door here, maybe. Maybe an entrance to the ship. Maybe this is the backside. Maybe I could do that. Maybe. I'll think about that because it feels like it's overloading the composition. I feel like it should just be a shape. Ow. I just touched the microphone with my nose. Should be some city here, I think. Probably some mixer brush shapes. That's the one thing that, like, texture brushes are way better as mixer brushes. Soft brushes, not so much. They make a soft version of it, but what you're actually looking for is like kind of mantra, repeating shapes, which you could use to repeat. And then like you sample the repeated shape, and then you sample the repeated shape, and then it's like, oh, that looks kind of neat. And then you paint out some of that so it doesn't look like you've done that. That looks kind of neat. And then you just add some form. That could be a good way of doing it. Maybe. I think. Making an interesting little city type of thing. And then later you can come in with your own shapes. So like, oh, okay, well this needs to be this color. There needs to be, you know, more solid shapes here. See what I can bake into it, you know? It's never... Here's another thing. CD Projekt Red actually caved to activists like in The Witcher 3. They put in a kind of like a what do you call that? A tokenism token in a DLC. They're like, oh, and here's this one dude. Hope you're happy. I don't know. Something about that doesn't... I wonder if it satisfied anyone, really. It just seems like an empty gesture. Shape some of this out. Yeah, still needs a lot of work on it. still needs a lot of like lighting. And the ground plane needs to be improved. I need to figure out what I'm gonna do with some of these areas are still not like really filled in. And I don't know if I'm just gonna make it a city or leave it blank. I also think some of the value doesn't make a whole lot of sense. So yeah, it's gotta be. Yeah, this guy blending in and this guy blending in. Definitely one of the things I need to solve. This guy being the same value as what's called also. Probably lighten him considerably. Probably darken, yeah, thing behind, because like this ship is darker than this ship. Like how exactly? So gonna have to deal with those inconsistencies. Maybe make a few more of these balls. More a city here, more city over here. Something with this ground plane, so it's not so shitty. It's probably gonna be like here. Things like that. I'm gonna take a break. Thank you guys for coming by. Hope to see you again. Yep. Need to eat something. I'm gonna eat that lasagna. Eat the shit out of it.